Today we start with Emmanuel Macron visiting the White House and talking to Trump. And well, the most relevant thing is that we were expecting another handshake fight this time, and this did not disappoint. You know that they are in this conversations, in these talks about what are they going to do about Russia-Ukraine war. So far, it seems that they're about to get to an agreement. We know that Russia is willing to send a lot of aluminum to the United States, which is nice. It's part of the negotiation. And Zelensky seems to finally, I don't know what has changed his mind so many times. I think that he has finally agreed to sign for the rare metals stuff. But right now, Donald Trump greets French President Macron with an absolute death grip of a handshake. Something tells us Macron isn't going to enjoy this meeting very much. This has been like all the time. This is a classic. This is a true classic. This is almost always been the same. You see, we don't need the sound here because we don't have microphones, but we see the tap on the shoulder, which is very important when you're greeting somebody. You want to project warmth. You project warmth with that tap on the shoulder, and they both do that at the same time. It's simultaneous. It's very warm handshake. We all first have that handshake. We don't see it, but we know they're shaking hands. And Macron is still holding Trump's arm, as you can see. Again, you can do any of both. This is quite diplomatic. Sometimes people do this even if they don't like each other, because sometimes this is a goodwill gesture, all right? And this is the formal way of projecting goodwill. And that's when Trump does the signature pull, all right? It's something that Donald Trump has done. Like, since I know him, I really don't know him, but I've been analyzing him like since when? 2015. And yeah, the handshake, the signature Donald Trump handshake, he pulls people in as part of his power gestures. He usually gives his hand in a palms up way, in a non-powerful way, but that pulling towards himself, that's part of the power. Like if the people are going to him to greet him, like he is the king, like he is the emperor. That's the way that Donald Trump, in spite of giving his hand palm up, all right, in a non-powerful way, he displays that power. So he does a good pull of a handshake. Here he goes. And then they keep talking. I think that Macron at some point, he tried to pull. Look at that. He tried to pull away. Oh, I'm going to pull you as well. You see, Macron does it right there. And they keep shaking hands. Macron does the tap over the handshake. That's another signature. It's not a signature of Macron. Every politician does. You know, that tapping the handshake. And what happens next? Is this a crush? Is it an actual crush? This is the thing. This is the thing. Donald Trump usually gives his hand palm up, all right, and then pulls in, and after that, he usually you see that this is what happens in the end. He twists the handshake in the way that his hand ends up being in a power grip. The power grip, because his palm is palm down, and we cannot see white knuckles here, but we can see the actual pressure in the handshake. We can see it frame by frame. If we can see it, yeah, it's like, oh my God, can you? I am seeing, like these areas, all right, like these areas, and when you see the pressure. The color of the hand begins to leave. The blood of the hand, even Trump's hand begins, the blood begins to leave Trump's hand because the pressure, all right? You see that? Okay, Macron is like when you are at your dentist or your gums are being checked or something, and, well, you are in that uncomfortable moments. Macron, I think that he was saying, "Oh my God, my hand is gonna be crushed." You can see the difference in facial expressions. Yeah, Trump is still relaxed, and Macron is total bone crush. Bone crush. Yeah, he will not be able to use that hand in a while. Still. Can you let go of my hand, sir, please? Can you? Why? And he finally lets go of Macron's hands. Then we have, thanks to Colin Rogg, a collage of all those instances in which Macron has given Trump the hand. Thanks, Colin Rogg, for this very useful comparison. You remember that they had at some point they had like a handshake that lasted like 45 seconds or something like that. So it was back in 2017. I'm gonna play this one first. I think this was the one that lasted how long? See, you saw that, right? That Trump did also the slight tap of the handshake. But how many seconds was this? And Macron almost loses his balance. They are still on that handshake. It was like 17 seconds. How much was this? Trump greets Brigitte and then holds Brigitte's hand and keeps holding Macron's hand. This was back in 2017. I'm sure that we have analyzed that. Well, almost 30 seconds back then. Almost 30 seconds back then. And I remember this one. This is one of my favorite ones. It's one of my favorites. It was not long ago. They greet each other. They had this much more informal handshake. Okay? It's great. They are smiling. I remember the pressure. We had a high resolution of this. I remember the pressure of this. And you can actually see that even in the low resolution, you can see that there are some spots in which the blood flow of the hands is absolutely gone away. It's gone. The hands are turning as yellow as Trump's tie. And they keep at that. They walk a bit. They release the handshake. And then they do it again. They shake their hands at the top. I'm going to fast forward. Macron offers his hand in a non-powerful way, palm up. And then when Trump grabs it, he does this. I remember this was a bit odd. Like, I'm going to dominate you. I'm going to dominate you. This was last year. And the new one, we already saw that one. But we also have a bit of body language, thanks to the Elon Musk himself, a great President Donald Trump. I was looking at this and I didn't understand. You know that this is the usual way that Trump sits, in which he has hands between his legs, his knees wide apart, the feet planted flat on the ground. And my question is, I did not understand why Macron was sitting. It was pretty much the same posture, but I don't know why Macron was leaning away from Trump, like the whole time. The whole time he was leaning away from Trump. In fact, I think I don't know why did he sit on one side. It's basically on one side. It's like he was giving some space for someone else. I don't know why wasn't he center in the chair. I don't know, but you can see in the video that Macron looked uncomfortable. Okay, there are some pacifying gesture, like holding his lip, like touching his face, and then Trump assumes his usual. This is Trump's signature way of sitting. I'm seeing your comments. That's bombastic. I cannot highlight your comment, but you made me laugh. You have to say it. You have to know that you made me laugh this time. And Macron again begins to touch his face, his nose. To be fair, Marco Rubio right there was also touching his face. Why? It's like they touch their face. Look at this. Like both Macron and Rubio touch their faces right at the same time. Some kind of weird synchronicity, some kind of weird mirroring. But again, I don't know why Trump could be perfectly, straight, and why Macron was doing this smooth criminal thing, like just leaning to one side, because you can be looking at Trump, and you can be straight. You don't have to be like this. Like, this is the angle. I feel really uncomfortable. But my herniated disc, they didn't like that. And so far so good. You can see double speed. Doesn't change. Macron barely moves afterwards. At least there are no passive fan gestures. And I think they were getting along quite well. Think they know that they have to cooperate in one way or another. The Russia-Ukraine war is not going to fix itself, and they need everyone's all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Veronica, I saw you as well. I saw your comment as well, Veronica. You're so naughty. Yes, they all have to cooperate, and that is the idea. What else do you have here? Oh, this meme. I have this meme from Drefancer Memes. Make sure to follow Drefancer Memes if you like memes like this. I saw this. Somebody did a meme of this, and this is obvious a meme. It's obviously a meme, right? It was very good. Very good meme, by the way, by Drefancer Memes. But I saw another from Politic-Rican, and I remember I saw that meme. I said, remember, there was Trump and Macron standing next to each other, and I said for a minute, did Macron shrunk? Did something happen here? But again, well, we are still waiting for what's going to happen with all these talks and all these negotiations to end the Russia-Ukraine war, and that every country in the end gets what they are asking for, and we achieve a peace between Russia and Ukraine. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments.